Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about some of the best socially distanced fundraising ideas I have seen out there from other nonprofits in my area and across the country. We are several months into the COVID-19 pandemic, and while some of the regions around the country are starting to relax their lockdowns and restrictions, we're not completely out of the woods yet. Immediately after the lockdowns began, most of the nonprofits I know started to figure out how to pivot and change some of their usual fundraising events and fundraising strategies into those that could be done virtually. But the problem is that now, several months in, people are getting really tired of doing everything on Zoom, of doing everything online, and basically of virtual events. So nonprofits are doing what they do best, and that is adapt to a difficult situation. Now, a lot of nonprofits are starting to think of in-person fundraising events that they can hold that are still socially distanced enough to be safe for folks participating. So hang tight, I'm going to share 11 of those best ideas that I've seen around next. I hope you find this helpful. If this is your first time to my channel, hey, I'm Amber, and I make these videos about starting a nonprofit fundraising, social impact, volunteering, and all sorts of ways to make a difference. So if this is helpful to you, please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Quick disclaimer before I get into these 11 of the best socially distanced fundraising ideas that I've seen. I understand that every region is different, every area is facing sort of different trends in terms of COVID. So of course, anytime you're thinking of doing any kind of in-person event, fundraising events included, please be sure to adhere to the best health guidelines and CDC guidelines, and just make sure that you're keeping everyone safe so that we can beat this together. Okay, so here we go. 11 of the best socially distanced fundraising ideas that I have seen recently from nonprofits across the country. Number one is a drive-through tour. So one of the nonprofits that I am familiar with locally in my area is doing something pretty cool here for Halloween coming up soon. They are having trick-or-treating happen in a drive-through format. So you drive through, you can stop at different booths along the way and get your treats, of course, and this format could be applied to any number of things. So a drive-through tour. People pay a ticket price. You can also accept donations at each of the booths. However you want to do it, people can purchase things. You can purchase online or purchase at the event itself. But a drive-through tour is one of the best ideas that I've seen. The second idea also involves cars, and that is a drive-in movie. I have seen so many of these drive-in movies pop up, and it is so cool to see something kind of retro and nostalgic coming back in full force. Now, if you have a drive-in theater already in your town and they're willing to partner with you, awesome. But I've also seen a lot of nonprofits partner with like outdoor areas, amphitheaters, or even appropriate buildings with the right kind of wall that you can project a film onto to have these drive-in movie experiences. So check out what you have in your town and see if someone's willing to partner with you, because this is a pretty fun one. The third best socially distanced fundraising idea, and actually I shouldn't phrase it like that because these are in no particular order. The third idea that I've seen is for a scavenger hunt. Of course, you know the classic format of a scavenger hunt is you have a list of puzzles people need to solve or things people need to find around a particular region. It could be your whole city, it could be a region of your city, and you give them a list, and often it's a competition, so you can have people pay an entry fee to be a part of the scavenger hunt. They find the items, they solve the puzzles, and then the winner gets some kind of prize. The fourth socially distanced fundraising idea, and this is one of my personal favorites, is do-it-yourself kits. So early on in the pandemic, we saw a resurgence of an interest in crafts and arts, and that was super cool. I'm a fan myself. These do-it-yourself kits could be any number of things, but in particular, some of the best I've seen include kits of like paint by number or like craft kits with instructions built in and all the materials you need in a kit. And the donor would pay for the kit, make a donation for the kit, and then come pick it up from some location, take it back with them, and complete it from the comfort of their home. The fifth socially distanced fundraising idea is a classic, and that is a traditional 5K or outdoor walk or event. We know that being outdoors can be done safely if everyone follows the rules. So having an event like a 5K or a walk is some opportunity for you to raise funding for your cause that you can still do even during the pandemic. The sixth socially distanced fundraising idea is a neighborhood art walk or other kind of decorations contest. For this, you could have a neighborhood participate, and the people who want to compete could pay some kind of registration fee for the right to potentially win and be judged on their art or the way they've decorated their house. And then you invite people around the neighborhood to do a walking tour around the neighborhood and vote on their favorites, and the best one wins a prize. The seventh idea is a take on another very successful traditional fundraising concept, and that is a makeover challenge. So a lot of these typically involve hair usually, so thinking of things like shaving your head or growing out your mustache or beard or what have you, and people will donate through sort of like a crowdfunding format. So each person participating asks their friends to donate, and when they hit their goal, they do the makeover thing. The eighth idea is a decluttering event. Especially as the pandemic lockdowns started to begin, we saw waves of people just trying to figure out how to clean their houses, how to get rid of some of the things that they didn't need anymore, especially because a lot of the places that could accept those donations or those items were closed for a long time. As they're starting to open up, you could have a decluttering event, and that could take the form of a yard sale for your cause. Or if you are a nonprofit that already has a thrift shop structure or a partner who has a thrift shop, you could potentially turn that decluttering event into an opportunity to raise money through that existing thrift shop. The ninth socially distanced fundraising idea is also one of my favorites, and it is for a volunteer-a-thon. Now I love this because it gets at two things. You've got people donating their time, and you've got other people donating their money. And there's a huge, huge need for volunteers right now because, so many nonprofits had to stop accepting volunteers in the months after the pandemic sort of took off here in the United States because it wasn't safe, they couldn't accept that many people. But now many nonprofits are starting to reopen their doors to volunteers, and they're having to catch up. So a lot of the volunteers are needed to help them like get back to the status quo that they were at before the pandemic. I know one nonprofit that I've worked with before has literally a mountain of donations that they haven't been able to efficiently process because of the inability to bring in enough volunteers to help. So anyway, Volunteer-a-thon, you have people who feel safe and comfortable volunteering. It could be volunteering virtually, or it could be volunteering out in person in a socially distanced format itself. And then you have other folks donate some amount of money when that person meets their goal for the number of volunteer hours they've accomplished, or they could donate per hour volunteered. The 10th idea is another classic, and that is a classic car wash. People are still driving around, people still need to keep their cars clean, so you can have a fairly contactless experience washing cars and asking people to donate to your cause for that service. And the 11th idea is also something that I've tried myself and I actually really like, and it is a yard sign sale. Of course, we're in an election season, so you might need to wait until after this is done so that your yard signs can have an audience again. But the idea is you put something inspiring about your cause, your message, your values, your beliefs, what you're trying to accomplish for the world in a catchy message on a yard sign, and then people can purchase the yard signs or make a donation for those yard signs and put them in their yard, so it has the added effect of raising awareness about your cause at the same time. And while I mentioned people getting burned out of virtual events and virtual fundraisers, there are still some people who are up for those. So check out my other video, the best online fundraiser fundraising ideas for nonprofits during the pandemic. I'll leave the link to that in the description and also here on the video. Check that video out too for some more virtual ideas that can be done during this time. Okay, so I would love to hear more ideas. Have you seen some amazing socially distanced fundraising ideas out there? Please don't forget to share them in the comments below and benefit the whole community here on my channel. Once again, I'm Amber Melanie Smith. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it useful and valuable. Please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if so, because I'm making these videos here every week on different topics related to starting a nonprofit, fundraising, board members, all sorts of things related to nonprofits, and social impact. How do we make a difference when the world really needs us to? Final thought, if you are on Facebook, don't forget to check out my Facebook group, Change the World or Bust. Myself and I want to say 700, we're up to 700 members now. Other change makers from around the world, it's actually pretty incredible, have joined in to talk about how we're making a difference, get tips from each other, and keep each other encouraged when we are on this long, hard, but extremely rewarding journey. So I hope you can join me there. Thanks, and I hope to see you next time.